The Byzantines learned something dark. Some kingdoms don't fall to armies. They fall to invitations. In 1045, one king accepted a dinner invitation and lost everything before he even sat down. This is a true story from medieval Armenia. Centuries earlier, Armenia built a kingdom of stone and faith. Its capital, Ani, held churches beyond counting. Traders called it a wonder. Priests called it holy. Nobody dreamed it would vanish without a single sword drawn. Ani belonged to a royal family named Bagratuni. For generations, they ruled with pride, expanding trade, raising towers, welcoming scholars. Their kingdom stood proudly between two giants, the Byzantine Empire to the west and rising powers to the east. Standing between giants rarely ends peacefully. The Byzantine Empire watched Armenia with hungry eyes, patient and calculating. They did not want costly wars. They wanted something quieter. Something that looked like friendship, but wasn't. Emperor Basil II began this quiet strategy decades before our story truly starts. He pressured smaller Armenian rulers into signing agreements, promising peace while slowly claiming their lands piece by piece. One such agreement came from King Havanes Mbad, ruler of Ani. Fearing conflict, he promised that his kingdom would pass to Byzantine hands after his death. He believed this promise would buy safety. He was wrong. When Havanes Mbad died in 1041, his nephew Gagik took the throne instead of honoring that fatal promise. Young, proud, and unwilling to surrender his birthright, Gagik refused to hand Ani over without resistance. Gagik the Second became Ani's last true king, though nobody knew that yet. He inherited a proud city, loyal subjects, and an empire watching from across the border, waiting for its chance to strike. Constantinople grew frustrated. Their agreement had been broken, their patience tested. Emperor Constantine IX Monomachos decided force alone wouldn't work here. Something cleverer was needed to bring Ani under control. In 1044, Byzantine soldiers marched toward Ani, hoping to seize it directly. Twice they attacked its walls. Twice the defenders held strong. Ani's fortifications proved too costly to break through force alone. Frustrated by failure, the emperor changed tactics completely. If soldiers couldn't break Ani's walls, perhaps flattery could break its king. A new plan formed, quieter and far more dangerous than any siege. A trusted nobleman named Sargis served in Gagik's own court. Secretly aligned with Byzantine interests, Sargis began whispering gentle suggestions into the young king's ear, urging peace, urging travel, urging trust. An invitation arrived from Constantinople. "Come discuss peace," it read. "Come settle matters as friends, not enemies." Gagik, still young and hopeful for a peaceful reign, considered accepting the offer seriously. Some advisors warned against the journey. Foreign courts held hidden dangers, they said. But Sargis reassured the king, promising safety, promising honor, promising a treaty that would finally end years of tension. Trusting his advisor, Gagik agreed to travel. He left Ani in the care of Catholicos Petros, the city's spiritual leader, believing he would return within weeks, treaty signed, danger finally behind him forever. The journey to Constantinople stretched across mountains, rivers, and unfamiliar roads. Gagik traveled with a small escort, unaware that every mile brought him closer to losing everything he had ever known. Finally, Constantinople appeared before him, golden domes gleaming, streets bustling with wealth and power. Gagik marveled at the empire's grandeur, never suspecting the palace ahead held no true welcome for him. The emperor greeted Gagik warmly, offering feasts, gifts, and flattering words. For days, Gagik believed himself an honored guest. He had no idea the warmth around him hid a carefully planned trap. Then, without warning, the tone shifted completely. Guards replaced servants. Doors that once opened freely now stayed locked. Gagik realized, far too late, that he was no longer a guest, but a prisoner. Confined within palace walls, Gagik faced constant pressure. Officials demanded he sign documents surrendering his kingdom. He refused again and again, clinging to hope that rescue or reason might still arrive. Meanwhile, back home, Ani stood without its king. Catholicos Petros governed cautiously, unsure whether Gagik would ever return, unsure whether Byzantine forces might strike the leaderless city at any moment. Weeks turned into months. Rumors reached Ani that their king remained trapped, powerless, far from home. Citizens grew anxious, wondering if their beloved capital would soon share his uncertain fate. Back in Constantinople, pressure mounted relentlessly. Threats replaced flattery. Isolation replaced comfort. Gagik, alone and exhausted, slowly understood that resistance might cost him far more than his crown. Eventually, worn down by confinement and fear, Gagik agreed to sign. In exchange for his freedom and lands in distant Cappadocia, he surrendered Ani, ending centuries of Bagratuni rule with a single signature. Yet signing this paper did not immediately hand over the city. Ani's defenders, still loyal, still proud, refused Byzantine demands, holding firm even without their king's guidance or presence beside them. Catholicos Petros faced an impossible choice. Continue resisting and risk destruction, or accept the inevitable and spare his people further suffering. The weight of an entire kingdom rested on his decision. In 1045, Petros finally surrendered Ani to Byzantine forces. No battle raged through its streets that day. No walls crumbled under siege weapons. The city simply changed hands, quietly, painfully, permanently. Just like that, centuries of independent Armenian rule ended, not through conquest, but through careful manipulation. An empire had taken a kingdom without losing a single soldier in open battle. Ani became part of the Byzantine administrative system, its palaces filled with foreign officials, its defenses stripped away entirely to prevent any future uprising against its new imperial rulers. Gagik, meanwhile, received his promised lands in Cappadocia, a quiet exile far from the throne he once held. He kept his life, his title, but never again ruled the kingdom his family had built. Byzantine control over Ani proved far weaker than expected. New enemies rose quickly from the east, fierce warriors known as Seljuk Turks, hungry for expansion, unafraid of Byzantine armies or reputation. By 1064, less than 20 years after its quiet surrender, Ani faced a very different kind of threat. Sultan Alp Arslan led his forces toward the city, determined to take it by force this time. Weakened by years of disarmament under Byzantine rule, Ani could not withstand this new assault. The city that had resisted armies before finally fell, its streets suffering violence never seen previously. Ani, once called the city of 1,000 churches, never fully recovered from this devastating blow. Its population scattered, its wealth vanished, its glory fading slowly into ruin across following centuries. Gagik lived on for decades after losing his throne, watching from afar as fortune continued shifting across lands he once ruled. His story, however, still held one final tragic chapter waiting ahead. Around 1079, decades after surrendering his kingdom, Gagik was killed near his estate. Some accounts point toward Byzantine agents, eager to remove any lingering symbol of Armenia's lost independence. This final act closed the story completely. A king who once inherited a thriving capital died quietly, far from home, remembered mainly for the betrayal that ended his family's centuries-long reign. Today, Ani's ruins still stand along a quiet border, empty churches facing empty fields, silent witnesses to a kingdom lost not through battle, but through trust placed in the wrong hands entirely. So here's a question worth sitting with. If you were Gagik, trapped far from home, pressured on every side, would you have signed too or held out longer? Tell us honestly in the comments below. Armenia's kingdom fell not through swords, but through an invitation. Subscribe to Europa Chronica for more true, forgotten stories hiding quietly within medieval Europe's darkest corners, waiting to be told.